Ladies and gentlemen, could you please welcome to the stage the chairman of Pride, Michael Salter Church. He's going to be accompanied by the whole committee, and I'm going to hand over to him to do what he does best.
Hello everybody. First of all, can I get a cheer if you voted Remain? It makes me so proud to be standing here seeing all you wonderful LGBT plus people and allies in this great diverse city that voted to keep London in the European community, in the European Union, even if the rest of the UK wasn't as interested. But we've got to keep fighting for those rights that the European Union gave us. We've got to think about, the importance of standing together in unity. I don't think any of us would want to have been here at Pride in the shadow of Orlando, in the shadow of Joe Cox's murder, and now in the shadow of Brexit. But the most brilliant thing is, we've come together to show we're out, we're proud, and we are really pleased to see you all here today. So, as chairman, I've got to do a few thank yous. Pride doesn't happen unless there are over 700 volunteers working today. They've seen them on the parade. Give them a huge cheer. I also have to pay a special credit to the team of directors at Pride in London. All of us are unpaid. They put in thousands of hours of work. Without them, there wouldn't be an event. So I want a really special round of applause just for the Pride directors. And as I speak, so Stephen, Patrick, Alison, Mossin, Rob, David, James, Polly, thank you very much. I also want to thank Ian Massaharris McFeely, because he is the person who's created this stage, created Pride's Got Talent, has also been in charge of programming all the other stages in Soho. So Ian, come out and take a bow as well. I also want to thank a few other people we've worked with really closely. First of all, the Metropolitan Police, who've been out and proud, lining the streets today to keep us all safe. I want to thank London Ambulance, I want to thank the London Fire Service, I want to thank JP and Dara from the Mayor's Office, who've been brilliant to work with. I want to thank Westminster Council, and I want to thank especially TfL, because if you haven't spotted them already, TfL has put up brilliant pedestrian lights showing same-sex couples on the little green crossing man. TfL has also today allowed us to have LGBT people on their busking sites in the Tube, which is brilliant. And if you haven't spotted it already as well, on the digital escalator screens, we've got our Pride theme this year, No Filter, thanks to the brilliant work of WCRS and Exterion. And that No Filter campaign is all done by people in the LGBT community, and I think Sky are also giving us the studio space to make it possible. And No Filter is a really important campaign for us this year. What we've seen is there's too much hate in this world. There are too many people who have to hide who they really are at school, worried about who they are in the workplace. They don't like the fact that they might want to wear clothes normally associated with the opposite gender because of how people will bully them. We need to change the world, and No Filter is intended to make people think about standing up and being proud for who they are and living as their true selves. And given Orlando, I just want to say how important it is that we still have Pride. And we can only make Pride work because of the brilliant volunteers in amongst you now who are collecting money. So I hope you've all given £3 as a donation to come into the square. We need the money. It costs over £700,000 a year to make Pride happen. And that's really important because right now we're seeing across the world, we still have gay men being thrown off buildings in Syria. We have women being forced to have corrective rapes because they love somebody of the same sex. We've had homophobic bullying in schools. We've had couples beaten up even in the UK. And we've got homophobic abuse still in Russia. We still need pride. We still need to be proud. We still need to stand up for our rights. And that's why it's important you're all here today. And everybody who's been part of the parade, thank you. The parade is still going on. It'll be going on potentially for another 2 or 3 hours. So if you haven't yet seen it, go and cheer. If you haven't gone and seen the family area in Golden Square, go and have a look. There's a community village in Soho Square. There's a Dean Street women's stage and a cabaret stage in Wardour Street. All those groups, all those performers need our support as well. And can I have one big cheer for all the performers who've given up their time for free? So we are probably going to have had a record pride this year, thanks to all the work of all those people. And there's one other man I just want to bring onto stage. He has been utterly brilliant supporting us. I was proud to walk in the streets of Old Compton Street at the time of when we had that vigil after the Orlando killings. He is our mayor, Sadiq Khan.
My name is... My name is Sadiq Khan, I'm the Mayor of London! And we are the greatest city in the world! Are you proud? Are you proud? You make me so proud to be your mayor. Can I just begin by saying the biggest pride ever doesn't happen by itself. I want to thank every single volunteer. Thank you. I want to thank the Pride in London board. Thank you. And I want to thank you. You know, we've got to remember that there are Europeans in London our friends, our families and our neighbours. You are welcome here. I recognise the huge contribution you make to our city. You are welcome here. And I make you this promise as your mayor, that won't change. But you know, we're also here in the shadow of Orlando. And in Orlando, the LGBT plus people were attacked, many died, and their families are grieving. This hideous and cowardly attack was an attack on our freedoms and our values. And we stand shoulder to shoulder with Orlando. And as Michael said, I was at the vigil. And what made me so proud of that vigil is not 5,000, not 10,000, 20,000 people joined us at that vigil. But let me tell you this, we must never be complacent, because I've got to tell you this, in this great city, last year, homophobic and transphobic crime went up. That is not good enough. My promise is to have a zero tolerance towards this. We'll work with the police and we'll stamp it out. couple of weeks after my good friend Joe Cox was killed. I'm standing here and will bring us shortly a good American friend of mine. And there was an American man who said something which is relevant today. He was Martin Luther King. What Martin Luther King said was, hate does not drive out hate, only love does. Hate does not drive out hate, only love does. Now, I'm about to welcome on stage somebody who's got a very important job. I want us to leave such an impression on him that he reports back to the people of America and reports back to the people of Orlando what he heard and what he saw here today. So, I want to welcome on stage the Ambassador of the United States of America, our friend Matthew Barzun.
Wow. I have a message from my country to this country, and it is simply this: thank you. Thank you for being our best friend, and for doing what best friends do. As Mayor Khan said, when we suffered our tragedy in Orlando, you were there for us. Thank you for filling up the streets in Soho in your overwhelming numbers with your overflowing love. Those images Those images from Soho that night filled up homes in America, and they are helping us heal. You know, we need each other much more than we might think. In America, we have a motto. It's in Latin, and President Obama loves to remind us of it. And here it is: E pluribus unum, out of many, one. So yes, we are many, we also are one. And it reminds me of a more modern motto. This one's British, coined by Stephen Frost, who started his career at Stonewall. He reminds us, diversity is a fact. I mean, look around. Inclusion, though, inclusion is a choice. He's right, and that means that it is not enough for us to merely look into ourselves, and it's not enough that we merely see the diversity in other people. We must see ourselves in the other. That is not easy. You know what easy is? It is easy to build walls. You just stand there. You just stand there in one place and you start stacking. Bridges are hard. You got to explore the other shore. That takes work and that takes courage. On the very day she was murdered, Joe Cox was building bridges. And together, we can choose to build them too. Looking at all of you, pride, the example of pride here today sends a very powerful message to those who are hiding and crouching down behind their walls of fear. And it's this. It is time to come out. So I'd like to ask you for one more favor, which is to please let's join together and let us choose to stand as one in a moment of silence, in a minute of silence for those in Orlando who are no longer with us. Thank you, Pride. Thank you, London.